he didn't move like at all. And he did a couple of humorous pieces towards the end, and he might have gone just like a couple of little teeny little gestures, and it was so funny. He was so hilarious, but for the most part, he just stood there.
Face?
No, because of his singing, he was so expressive.
You could hear it in the music.
You could hear it with what he was doing, and you know, my French is okay, but having learned it as a child, but you know, a lot of that singing French is old-fashioned stuff.
Yes.
But you could just understand everything with him, even though he pretty much stood there the whole time, you know, on the crook of the piano and just sang like this, and he was amazing. I thought it was amazing because most people, when you see standing there, they're like, oh my God, what time is it? When do we get to go? Because they're boring, because they just stand there, you know, with lax, no energy. But he just like stood there and he concentrated all the energy. And it's interesting because now when I sing now, I know how to sing a lot better. When you first start warming up in your singing, I'm talking like when you're in a concert or something, it helps to kind of stay still and get your deep breathing and focus your energy to get into it, to just get everything in yourself warmed up, and it helps with your openings and stuff. And then you can sort of more release more, but I get that from him, and I understand it now because I can do it. But it was still interesting to see this guy who was just an amazing singer. He just stood there and he sang, and it was amazing. So you just never know.
Right. I saw him in the Frankfurt Opera. I'm trying to think the name of that opera. It's where I think it's a Doge, and this got a young girl.
Simone
yes, and they did it in up-to-date costumes, like that
Frankfurt Opera. That's
it was like gangsters. They were gangsters.
Oh, that makes sense.
The thing was, he was so much better than everyone else, and the people didn't really appreciate it, and it really made me mad because he was so much better. And again, he didn't.
You're mad at the audience.
Yes,
they didn't understand
right.
This.
They didn't. I mean, he wasn't flamboyant. It's almost like he kind of did that there because he didn't do a lot of moving around. I mean, he probably isn't supposed to in that opera.
No,
I don't know,
he's
but
like the Godfather.
Yes. Anyway, but he was just, you know, that marvelous sound and everything, and he has an aura about him.
Yeah, he does.
Not as much as Domingo, but he does have that.
Well, I don't know. It's not the same.
It's
as
not
Domingo.
the same. No.
You can't say it's not as much because he's sung with Domingo many times. And I don't think there's a competition going on.
No, not in that respect. But we're
I'm saying that I would say
yes.
on a professional scale, they're both pretty good.
Yes, they are. But anyway, you could see and hear the difference in that, but the audience really didn't appreciate that.
Didn't I take in that movie when I was in New York?
Yes. What was that called?
Shoot, no, I don't remember.
The music teacher or something like that.
It was in He's Belgian, so I don't know if that production. I mean, the movie was in French. I don't know if the director person was.
What was that? Was it the songs, the Mahler songs?
Yeah,
So not the Wayfarer.
No, the Ruckert.
Oh, the Ruckert leader. He was teaching them.
He was teaching these two singers, but he was really good in that movie.
It was wonderful.
So he's actually a good movie person, as well as a good stage person, as well as a good leader singer. And I think he's done some other opera movies, you know, like they did Don Giovanni and stuff like that. In fact, maybe it wasn't Don Giovanni and he played Leporello.
Oh, he did?
I think so, and I think Ruggero Raimondi was Don Giovanni.
That's a while ago.
Kira Tekanua was in that, and she sings Mitradi, and she has this huge head thing and stuff.
They did it like costume.
It was a movie.
It was a movie.
They made a movie of it, but they used opera singers. But it was like an old-fashioned setting, so they went to Italy and they did outdoor scenes of it.
Yes.
So, anyways, so he's a good guy. So he's a good one to hear for openings.
Yes, that is true.
And speaking of Domingo, the other thing that I was impressed with, when we went to Europe the very first time when I was a kid, and we went to Vienna.
Yes.
And we saw him in Pagliacci.
Yes.
And the very first time we heard him, I was really surprised. I guess I had never heard such a
large.
Well, no. What I got from it was he could actually sing colors, and all I got out of it was a bunch of colors. which I thought was amazing because I had never heard anything like that before, even having grown up in concert halls with all these people. It was, I guess that's why I do more singing, because I get that from the human voice. If you're, just like how I think the human voice is the best communication, and singing is the only universal communication. But anyways, when we saw the ball, you can go to any country, no matter what the deal is, and if you can do a concert and you sing and stuff, people can understand and appreciate it. Just like how I was saying, they can relate. How my French is, okay from a kid and all that, but to see Jose Van Damme sing it, I totally got everything. But that first time that we saw, it's marvelous. The first time that I saw, when we saw Domingo, what I was really surprised of was all the color. It was like a rainbow of colors.
I remember that little car coming from the back, and then he comes on that's the wagon of the circus wagon or something. You see it going through the back, and then comes on stage, and then he comes in like that. I remember that.
But it was in his Ridi Pagliaccio. That's where I got the stuff, because he was on stage crying.
Yeah.
Laugh, clown, laugh.
Did he do that part?
He did Pagliacci. Yes.
Okay. I didn't remember
he was that part.
He was.
And we were up way at the top.
As we always are.
Well.
Why not?
Why not? It was the point was the tickets were expensive or something.
Well, all tickets,
and I remember
are
at the end of that performance, everyone was doing a standing ovation, just lasted forever. And I was taking pictures where you can see this tiny little white thing of Domingo on the stage. So Domingo starts is what the deal is, which you have to do as a musician.
And even in speaking, even in lecturing, like I was listening to Hazel, my granddaughter, she'd written this poem and she was going to prepare it to give a concert. And she did not.
Concert?
Yeah, there was it was kind of a happening, music and all that. But she didn't understand that. I tried to explain it to her, but you have to, if you're speaking anything, you have to prepare and start speaking. So she actually did it once. I mean, because I kind of shamed her into it. She did it, and what a difference it made in the first lines of the poem.
Well, I could see that, because otherwise people are,
they're monotone. Yeah, that's the way I read poetry.
That reminds me of when we were in Germany, and remember how we used to go practice at Gary's house?
Yes.
And we said, hey, why don't you play something for us? Because he supposedly played the piano.
Yes.
And so he was sitting around, he was doing this, and we're like, what was that? That was him playing something for us.
And I said, you got to put some force into the notes there. You got to put some force in your hands.
Well, I didn't realize that he had actually started. I thought he was just
warming up
or something. I don't know. It was very.
He didn't have any kind of a start, and
I didn't know he had started.
A lot of young people don't. Maybe they doodle or maybe they play, but they don't really start like that. Same idea. Yeah, the breath and then the hands. That's exactly how it has to be.
So how did you learn how to do that?
I don't know. I guess one of my teachers must have said something
did you have
along
that
the way.
when you were playing when you were a kid, or did you learn this in
I think I learned it.
Or up in New England?
I think probably New England Conservatory.
Or Tanglewood or something?
Tanglewood, because I'm sure that in an orchestra everyone has to start, and I think that they pushed that. Maybe it was Bernstein, I don't know. To start.
Did he talk about that?
Well, yeah, he was the conductor and he was teaching us how to play an orchestra. So it could have been him. That everyone has to, take that, be prepared, absolutely, but you all have to take a breath to start, or get into it to start.
Well,
otherwise you don't just start.
Okay,
but
how do you do that? Is that the conductor that gives you that signal, or he should be giving you that signal?
Yes, it is the conductor, but you also have to be prepared yourself. A lot of people, even in